of Gilbert.
Go ahead, Gilbert.
This first poem I'm going to do is part of an album I have coming out soon. I have music to some of my poetry, and this poem is called Poetry is Not Dead. Poetry is not dead as long as poems continue to be read from the creativity parts of a poet's head. Poetry says things that need to be said. Poetry can be part of a biblical scripture. Poets use words as canvas to paint a clear picture. Poetry is an art form of literature. In poetry, we talk about our emotions and feelings, yet others talk about their struggles and how to break through glass ceilings. The art of poetry will never die. Through new generations, poems will only multiply, withstanding fate as time passes by. Poetry is not dead as long as thoughts keep flowing through our head. And through poetry, our messages are spread. Poetry inspires every book and quote as it comes out of a poet's throat, bringing us new ideas that we can invoke. Poets write about their struggles and dreams, and throughout poetry, poets are the most amazing human beings. Poetry is in every corner and occupies every space. Poetry is that place where poets express the hard times they face. Poetry is alive as far as the eye can see. It's the basic foundation for describing humanity. Poetry's popularity may go up and down, but as long as there is sound, poetry will always be around. God can express his words through a poet's writing. And through poetry, it's God's words we are reciting. The echoes of poetry can be heard throughout eternity, like the Holy Trinity, creating words that last through infinity. Poetry leaves an imprint in time with words that define exactly what's going on in our mind. It's a form of communication describing mankind. With poetry, we are able to express all our stress and explain how we survive this world's mess. Still able to pass time's tests as we confess and address the mistakes we made along the way. Poetry isn't going anywhere, it's here to stay. Poetry is not dead, and I'm living proof. Through my words, I let loose an ambitious social recluse. Poetry is a form of mind stimulation. We use word segregation to send a message to the next generation. Poetry is not dead, so don't even start to grieve. Poetry is still alive as long as poets still breathe. The death of poetry is nowhere in sight. It still has a pulse as long as we read it every night. Poetry will live forever because it's here to stay. Poetry is not dead. It will never go away. This is my newest love poem, and I got like 2 lines I did in Spanish, so if you speak Spanish, you can probably appreciate it a little more. And this poem is called Can You Love Me Forever? When everything in my life is gone, will the spark from your love still shine on? We've been through a lot, I have to say, but I continue to love you every single day. My love for you will never cease to exist. And being with you is my last final wish. Can you love me? Can you love me the same way I love you? Will our love still be strong no matter what we both go through? Can you love me forever, even if I'm not capable of loving you back? When my heart drifts away, can you keep it on track? The spark from our love will always shine on. Tu amor es la medicina por mi corazón. Love can be complicated if we let our emotions take control. Love just doesn't come from the heart, it comes straight from the soul. Love is a bond that can never be shattered. And being in your arms is the only thing that ever mattered. Love can hit your heart like a lightning rod. And the love I share with you is the same love I share for God. If I had one wish, This is what it would be to be engulfed in your love for eternity. No matter what happens or what we go through, unconditionally, I promise to always love you. The foundation of our love gets stronger with time as we both dodge the bullets of time. I can remember our very first date. When I first saw you, I knew it was fate. Can you love me forever, or am I asking too much? My heart feels so warm with your soft feeling touch. Your love is like a pot of gold washing up on the shore. I can love you in a way no man has ever loved you before. Love is a bond that goes beyond fate, and it still transcends as we both reincarnate. Can you love me forever, or am I just wasting my time? They say true love makes you blind. Love is based on mutual attraction, and no matter what, you can't ever force it to happen. If you love someone, they must love you back, or the rules of love get thrown off track.
Respect the
Your love
mic.
lifted my dead heart from off. Your love lifted my dear heart from off the floor. I want you to know yo necesito tu amor. From the highest mountain peaks to the most desolate part of the sea. In your arms is heaven, and that's where I want to be. I get on my knees and pray that God will put a girl like you in my life every day. Listen to me, because every word is true. Can you love me forever the same way I love you? Thank you.